Anyways, so today I'm going to be talking about what happened to pop punk. But before I say that, I accidentally dyed my hair hot pink, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, I was thinking about pop punk the other day, and I was just thinking about like what really happened to it. It's really dead, and if you've been watching my videos for a sec, you know I used to love pop punk so much, made so many pop punk videos. Debating pop punk. Why are you laughing?
I watched them last night.
So I made some, my phone is upside down. I made some notes on my phone because I'm a professional YouTuber.
She got the receipts.
And we're gonna get started. Lots to talk about today. So to start off with a little history lesson. I'm so smart. Pop punk had a really big moment in the early 2000s with Blink-182, Green Day, Weezer, Fall Out Boy, lots of bands like that. I'm sure we all remember the classics. And then after that, you know, pop punk kind of died down for a bit, but then there was like a little resurgence in 2012 with bands like The Story So Far, State Champs, Knuckle Puck, Citizen, All Time Low, so on and so forth. So pop punk really had a resurgence, a big break. It was its time to shine. So I also forgot to mention Turnover and Title Fight, but Title Fight kind of, well, they like broke up, kind of. They're not gonna get back together in my opinion. And Turnover doesn't even make pop punk music anymore. And in this time I feel like the pop punk scene was huge for a lot of people who are like my age, because I used to really love these bands when I was young. I'm still young. But in the last couple of years, we really noticed pop punk has been dying down. She's not thriving so much anymore. I don't see anyone talking about pop punk anymore. There used to be so many YouTubers who made videos about pop punk, me included. I don't do that anymore. I don't know anyone who does. So it almost feels irrelevant, and I don't even really know what's really happening with pop punk now. Are there people who are still obsessed with it? Like, who knows? But in my opinion, I think the music got very repetitive, and you know, people got bored. It's boring when all the music sounds the same. So I don't know, that's just my guess, my take on it. That might not be true, but I feel like for a lot of people that's the case. But now in like this year and like the past couple of years, there's bands like Green Day, Blink-182 who are coming out with new music and kind of just ruining their legacy, ruining their image. In my opinion, they're just coming out with terrible music, and it's kind of tarnishing their image, you know. I loved Blink-182 so much when I was younger, when I was a baby, and now they're putting out new music and it's absolutely trash. The only song I like is Built This Pool. But yeah, the music is just horrible and it's embarrassing, and people don't want to associate with anything embarrassing, so people aren't really listening. Now of course there's still like diehard fans that'll be like, anything they come out with is good. I'm sure I would say the same thing about any of my favorite bands if they put out anything bad, which they haven't. But as I said, the bands are killing their legacy. They should have just stopped putting out new music, but still do their shows. Like, you can still do your shows. I saw Blink-182 last summer and it was amazing. Even though they're old, it was still great. I loved it. So I think they should still play shows, but maybe don't come out with new music. And I think that's just like ruining pop punk for a lot of people, hearing all this terrible pop punk by like the big bands that you know to be making good music. That was not proper grammar, but I don't care.
This is NotTheBestWorst.com.
But yeah, now the pop punk scene just looks very corny, and people are less inclined to listen and tune in and see what new bands are emerging from that genre. Now don't get me wrong, there's still bands who are making pop punk. There are still bands playing their pop punk shows, and there's still people who love pop punk. But the scene is definitely nowhere near where it used to be. And for example, a lot of the bands like Citizen, Knuckle Puck, they're playing a lot smaller venues now because there's less people who care. Not that many people are going out to their shows anymore. And I think a lot of like the bigger bands that we've seen in the previous years, like Movements and Boston Manor, they're not really classic pop punk, but I think those are gonna be kind of like the last big bands that we're gonna see for a long time, maybe forever. Maybe pop punk will have a resurgence again in the future. You never know. But I think bands like that are kind of gonna be like the last big ones, if that makes sense. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love some pop punk. I love the Story So Far, I always listen to them, and there's some other bands too that I enjoy. But I'm not gonna go to a pop punk show, and I don't majorly, that probably didn't make sense, listen to those bands. They're just kind of bands I listen to for the nostalgia that I love and that make me happy just because it's so nostalgic. And it's crazy for me to say because I used to love pop punk so much. I also just wanted to mention, I feel like pop punk kind of died with the emo rap phenomenon, like Lil Peep, Fantasy Camp, Lil Lotus, and whoever else makes music in that genre. But I just feel like emo rap is kind of like the new phenomenon. No one came here to learn anything. Now, instead of pop punk, it kind of took its place. It kicked pop punk out to the trash. But yeah, that's about it for this video. It was kind of short, but I'm interested in what you guys think. Are you still interested in pop punk? Do you still like pop punk? Are you bored of it? Let me know in the comments. I would love to read and hear your takes on what kind of happened to pop punk, because this is mostly just my opinion, some facts in here, but most of this is just my opinion. So I'd like to hear all of your opinions. That's me patting your chin. Also, popping in here, just wanted to remind everyone I have Burning Cupid hoodies. There are still some available. They're embroidered Cupid hoodies. Are very cute. There's not that many left though, so if you want one, go get one. Don't think I'll be reprinting these ever again, so definitely don't miss out. Back to the video. So, different kind of video today. I made a music video. How interesting. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't know what that choreography was, but love y'all most. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'm a real YouTuber. Hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to smile, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.